We're stuck in the top. Nobody understands what's going on.
Actually, nobody was stuck. This funicular took us to the top of the mountain where we found ourselves in a beautiful Saminta park. After being in Georgia for a month, we decided to compare lifestyle of Eastern European countries and the United States. The resume might surprise you, so agree or disagree with us in the comment section. Let's get it started!
Hello, can I have one cappuccino, please?
Sugar?
Please.
7.
You gotta give the money back to the boss now. Here you go, baby. She just lets me have coffee every once in a while to keep my levels normal. Hey guys, how's it going on? Mish here. So, I'm not sure where we're at. I think it's Matsminda Park. I don't even know. Anyway, we decided to come here because usually after dinner, T and I take a walk. And for the past couple of nights, we've been seeing like a Ferris wheel and what looks like a funicular path that leads up a hill. So we decided that we were going to check it out today. And so that's what we decided to do. And that's where we're at here today. So I got me a coffee to get my coffee levels back where they should be. And funny enough, guys, this coffee is going to bring me to my first topic of today's video. So today we decided to make a video about, so we've been in Georgia for 1 month now, and we decided to give you guys our impressions about Georgia, and in particular Tbilisi, to let you know like what we think about it. You know, how does it compare to like what we have back home? Either home for me is the US or home for T is Russia, and kind of give you our thoughts about it. So you're probably wondering like, well, what does this coffee have to do with anything about it? So the first thing, guys, there's no Starbucks in Georgia. Is Georgia under sanctions? No, not at all. It's just Starbucks isn't here. And to be honest with you, like with me being in Georgia now and in Ukraine last summer, I can honestly tell you that the Starbucks, they didn't invent espresso. They didn't invent cappuccino or latte or anything else like that. We owe this beautiful gift. We owe a debt of gratitude for this beautiful gift to the Italians who gave this to us. The only thing that Starbucks did was they figured out how to sell you this stuff for like $6 a cup. I paid $1 for this. So to be honest, guys, if Starbucks was here, I still wouldn't go there. It's just ridiculously expensive. Coffee is coffee, beans are beans, and steamed milk is steamed milk. It's not like they do anything special to their coffee or anything like that. So that's the number one thing there. The other thing that I'd like to point out is that I came here and I was kind of surprised by the Western brands, what I saw, as well as what I didn't see. So obviously, if you have ever traveled to Eastern Europe, you kind of have an understanding that KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's have a pretty strong foothold in Eastern Europe. What surprised me though was Wendy's and Dunkin' Donuts. Georgia, now I have to say that when I was in Ukraine, I didn't see a Wendy's or Dunkin' Donuts, and T has never seen a Wendy's or Dunkin' Donuts. And so those were new for her, but Georgia has Wendy's and Dunkin' Donuts. As far as pizza places go, there is Domino's here, and there's Domino's also in Russia, and there was Domino's in Ukraine. There's also Papa John's in Russia, in case you guys didn't know. Mm-hmm. But you have to understand that these companies are relatively new, and the ideas of these food isn't new to this part of the world. Pizza is not a new thing, and it's definitely not something that the U.S. invented. So they have Dodo Pizza, which is a strong establishment in Russia, and Ukraine had their own pizza joint too. Here, the best place that we heard was a place called Ronnie's Pizza. We've seen it. We haven't tried it yet. It's still on our to-do list. But we just wanted to give our impressions about food anyway for this portion of the video. And then we'll see what other topics we have as we walk along and talk. So we're definitely gonna walk around and explore this. I guess it's a park. I don't know. There's some pathways and people look like they're just walking around. I think I saw a wedding party earlier, so maybe you can get married here. I have no idea. We're gonna kind of just figure it out and go from there. So, all right, guys, let's go explore and come find out T and I's thoughts on Tbilisi, Georgia, after 1 month.
So, American man and Russian woman first started their common life here in Georgia, particularly in Tbilisi. And there are a lot of couples like us, international couples, where people are coming together and they either living here constantly or they're starting here, because it's quite easy to start your life here. Going to Georgia was my idea, guys. I had an idea of what kind of country was that. I was in Batumi in 2017. I just has never been in Tbilisi before. But I knew that it's going to be hospitable and beautiful for us. So, as you probably remember, Georgia is a part of the Soviet Union, and the lifestyle of all our countries are pretty much the same. So, the same transportation, familiar food, people like there are a lot of people speaking the Russian language. So, after I came here, what changed for me? The nature, architecture, plenty of people also speak in Georgia, which I don't understand at all. Still, the language is very, very difficult for listening to it, speaking, reading, just everything. I don't even try. But so my acclimatization and getting used to everything was pretty short.
Yeah, not me. So there's nothing here that is even remotely relatable to back home. So I kind of don't even know where to begin. I'll just rattle off the top of my head. So number one, driving. I don't possess skill to drive here in Eastern Europe, so I don't drive. Eastern European drivers, I don't understand why there's not more Eastern Europeans driving in F1. I think they would do great. So public transportation is definitely one. Also the cost of public transportation. So back in the US, I would have to take an Uber every now and then. And usually I expected to pay on average anywhere from like $20 to $40 and upwards depending on like peak time. But here, I think the other day we got like a Yandex, which is the equivalent of Uber here, during peak time, and it costed me $7. I was like, I know T, when she first told me the price of the Yandex, she was like, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. It's during peak time. And I was like, well, how much is it? And she told me, she's like, it's going to be about 14 lari. And I was like, what? Okay, fine, do it. Which comes out to be about $4. So yeah, I would much rather spend $4 rather than 20, 40 and upwards. The other thing that that's new for me here is like food tastes differently here, guys. Even the food is different, so that's different. Just everything, the entire lifestyle here is different for me.
People feel more free here. People are not obliged with work.
Yeah.
The work for us is not number one. Georgia, I mean, is a magnet for immigrants, nomads, because you can come here, you can work online, and you see, guys, it has been already 1 month of us being here, and we still see places to go where we have never been before. We want to explore.
Okay, guys. So, why did we come to Georgia, right? Well, why did we come to Georgia, baby?
Because I said so.
Okay, So that's reason enough for me. She said so. She's the boss. We came to Georgia. Yeah. So I think what we're trying to get at is here. Why did we come to Georgia? Okay, guys. So in all seriousness, so some of you guys know our story about how me and T were engaged January 1st, 2020. In March, of course, the pandemic hit worldwide and everybody was locked down. T went back to Russia, and then we were separated until June of 21, where I went to Kyiv. I have bunny ears now, guys. So. Okay, so then we went to Kyiv, and then after that, we were trying to bring T to the United States on a K1 fiance visa, kind of like made popular by 90 Day Fiance. I hate that show, by the way, guys. Anyway, I don't hate it because I hate the people in the show. I just hate it because they can be together. In all honesty, I would go on that show if T could get her 90 day fiance visa to the U.S., but we'd be boring. We'd probably be like,
More than 3 years,
yeah.
fiance visa.
You guys would watch like an hour of us just like cooking breakfast and being like a normal couple. But for whatever reason, like the State Department thinks that we're anything but a normal couple. So F you, USCIS. That's staying in the video, by the way. So after being jerked around by USCIS for the better part of 3 years, we decided to take matters into our own hands. So I was really, I saw the direction that our life was going into, and my life was going into with all this waiting process. And I was tired of waiting. I was tired of waiting to live my life. I don't think that, I don't feel like I live in the 1800s, guys. I don't feel like that I'm some kind of like serf that has to approach his king and ask him for permission to get married. This is 2022. Like, I don't feel like I have to ask permission to anybody to get married. Like, I have to ask T's father for his blessing, but I'm not asking for his permission. I'm asking for his blessing. There's a difference. And the same thing. Like, I hoped that my mother would like T, but it wasn't a requirement. I love you, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
But like, so we literally just got tired of waiting. And so then our next step was to be like, okay, what countries can we both visit visa free? And because we're from two rival countries, that list is very short. Now, on the bright side, a lot of them are tropical destinations. So we could have went to the Seychelles, visa free. We could have went to the Bahamas, visa free. We could have went to a lot of different countries visa free. Most of them, like I said,
Some Asian countries.
yeah, a lot of Asian countries. But the problem with all of those countries were, on average, it was a 90-day visa. And so we were done with the whole 90-day thing. So T found Georgia. She had visited Batumi some time ago, and then she said, let's look into Georgia. So we looked into Georgia, and when we looked into Georgia, we saw that it was visa free for both of us for 1 year. So that's what made us come to Georgia. We were visa free for 1 year. The cost of living was lower for both of us. And so we were like, why not? Let's just go for it. And so 1 month later, here we are, guys. So the question is, can Americans adopt to the Georgian way of life or to an Eastern European way of life? And the answer to that might surprise you. No, I don't think all Americans can. And I don't, and it's definitely not at the fault of the people of these Eastern European countries. It has everything to do with the American mindset and years of years of stereotypical thinking. I think now, is that true for all Americans? No, obviously not. I think there's some Americans and people from the West that could move to Eastern Europe and they do just fine. As a matter of fact, I think some people would enjoy it more in the United States. I definitely enjoy being in Eastern Europe more than I enjoy being in the United States. Call me what you want. I don't really care. But the reason why I don't see Eastern Europe becoming a high volume tourist destination for Americans and the West has nothing to do with Eastern European countries. It has nothing to do with Eastern European people. And it doesn't really have anything to do with Eastern European governments. It's everything to do with the mindset that Americans are raised with. And that's why I don't think an American or most Americans can live in Jordan.